All right. Welcome back to the On the
Go ahead.
Dot podcast. Today we have our 10th episode. Whoopee. I'm so glad. And we have
I thought it was our
we have
11th episode.
You
we
don't
have
sound
Ab. Can I talk? We have Abbey, Addison, Makenna, Philip, Andrew, Meredith, and me. And check us out on YouTube, Twitch, Spotify, Apple Music, and TikTok. Yeah, there you go. I got all 5.
TikTok
And Amazon Prime.
and Discord.
No, we don't.
Oh
we're
my
not
gosh.
on Amazon Prime. Contrary to
And
popular
Discord.
belief.
Hey, what about Discord? Check it out on
Oh,
Discord.
and
Yep, that's
Discord
right.
too.
That's right. Check out the Discord. All
Amazon
of it
Prime.
in the description. We got you
No.
covered. So welcome back, everybody. It is good to be back. Happy holidays. It is what, 9 days till Christmas, right? Yeah, 9 days till Christmas. Wow.
Oh,
No.
yay.
All right. Happy holidays, everybody. This is, as Tad said, our 10th episode. So, man, exciting. It's exciting stuff, man. 10 episodes. We've somehow
Oh, it
survived
ain't.
this long. Shut
I
up.
haven't.
This is
I've literally
exciting
gone
stuff.
through 3
This is
life-changing
exciting
crises because of this podcast.
stuff.
I don't know what just happened. Okay.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Anyway, well, how's everybody doing tonight?
Yo.
Horrible.
Thumbs
Your
up.
mom-
Freaking want to die.
Fantastic.
Good, awesome, good, good. Everybody excited for the holidays?
Heck no. I hate holidays. Bah humbug.
Oh my gosh. Well, so yeah, hi. As you heard, Tad's just thrilled for the holidays. Thank you, Tad. Anyway, we're back. So
I didn't get
first few
anyone
things to
anything.
note. We'll get some logistic things out of the way. Number one, Makenna is a little sick. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Suck
McKenna's
it
a
up,
little sick, so
Buttercup.
that's all-
Okay.
You're right, Meredith. Respect.
That's right. We suck it up for the On the Dot podcast.
And that's it.
We
So
suck it
anyway,
up for the
that-
buttercups.
Anybody's wondering why she's a little lackluster, so that's why. And we have 2 very special, in fact, the most special they could be, guests tonight, Mr. Addison and Mrs. Abbey. Let's welcome them with a round of applause.
Woohoo!
Welcome, Abbey.
Yeah.
So, Addison, for those of you who are original viewers, Addison was our first ever episode, but we're a little more founded than we're a little more concrete. so-
Original viewers. Ain't no viewers, bro.
Ted, shut up.
We have viewers.
Oh my gosh. Hey,
Hey,
we
I was
actually
an
do have some
original
viewers.
viewer.
That's right. Hey, we actually do have some viewers. Shout out
Original
to the people that are
subscriber.
actually watching. There are people in our homeschool group. In fact, Makenna knows a few of them that actually do watch our podcast. So there are actually
Oh,
some.
yeah.
We haven't had anybody
Okay,
random,
yeah, I
but we've
remember
had
now.
some people that know us.
Wait, does
They do
Lauren watch
actually
the
watch.
podcast?
Lauren watches the podcast. Shout out to Lauren.
Oh,
Corin,
hi, Lauren.
another one of our
Abby's
friends from the
gone.
homeschool group. She'll be back. It's all good. She watches the
I like Lauren.
Lauren watches. Corin watches the podcast.
She's one of the
a
only
few other
women I
people in the
like.
group. Okay, Ted. Thanks. Anyway, so we got a few viewers. So shout out to everybody who's watching. We appreciate all the support. Yes, it's been real fun. We're enjoying it. So anyway, Addison, how are you doing since the last time people saw you? Last time people saw you was our first ever episode. So how you doing?
Good. Very good, man. Been super busy.
Yeah.
But other than
The
that,
way it
been
is.
very, very good.
Good.
I miss
awesome,
you
good,
guys.
good.
I miss seeing you in
Yeah,
person every weekend.
I'm ready to get back
Holidays
to
are
it.
chaotic, man.
Yeah, I'm ready to get back to it after the holidays. We'll have our awesome big event, and then we'll get back to whatever you guys have planned, because I know you guys got something planned. So anyway,
We going on a trip?
And our favorite rocket ship.
Zooming through the
sir.
sky.
the
Little
line
Going to-
Einstein.
Yes, sir.
We're going to Disney World. Alright, I wouldn't
Disney
announce this in the
World.
podcast.
Disney World. Are you going to Disney World?
Your prediction is
Abby.
been
Oh,
recorded.
sorry. Go ahead. All right. Well, we have someone brand new that we got to introduce. Abby, hi. How you doing?
Hey.
Abby, tell the viewers a little bit about yourself.
Oh, no.
She's a woman. I
That's all
know,
she needs
we'll
to say,
literally
that's-
rock your world.
What can I say about me?
That you're
Well,
amazing.
Well, you're a woman.
You're
Who are
gorgeous.
You're
you,
20
and
You are
who
the
are
backbone
you?
to this
23.
community.
Yep, you can
At
start
least the
that.
female
Very,
community.
very good looking. You're the kind of the backbone of our entire organization.
Oh,
Plays
Take my words,
Fortnite.
Philip.
Plays
Those,
Fortnite.
them's fighting words. Could they
Or you
fly?
can just tell everybody your favorite color.
Yellow.
Bingo. That's it. That's awesome. So, Abby, you are a preschool teaching assistant, right? If
Yes,
understand
I.
correctly? Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
Good. So you got a bunch of little kids to look after every day, right?
Yes, I do. Yep.
That's so exciting.
Fun.
Little human.
Fun. Awesome. Well, we are happy to have you on. We're very happy because you guys are gonna be talking tonight. It's good. We always like it. So anyway, for the 10th episode, we all had an idea. Well, I guess I had an idea, and everybody else thought it was awesome. That we're gonna get our
what?
2 best mentors that we possibly know. We're gonna bring them on the podcast. We're gonna sit them down, and we're gonna say, "Hey, talk to us." And so that's what we did. So we got Addison and Abbey here, and yeah, and they're gonna give us some wisdom. They're gonna spout some good words for us tonight. So anyway, I think all that's out of the way. I think we got everything else out the way. So yeah, well, with that, let's get into it. So,
great heavens! Sorry.
What just happened?
We're good.
Man,
I just had
you
a
just
leg
die.
cramp. No, we're good. Leg cramp. We're good.
Dude, we're gonna all clickbait this episode. Meredith dies live on podcast.
Hang on, I click on that clickbait.
Oh my god.
All right. Okay.
You
If
know
y'all,
what?
if you
Right.
people
Can't
haven't
wait
watched
to
the
see you
podcast
this
before,
weekend, Tad.
Guys, great
if
start.
people don't watch, if
Alright.
people haven't watched the podcast before, know that I'm like the biggest jerk ever, but it's just for fun.
We all still love you.
It's all a joke.
Really?
Not me.
I'm
Not me.
kidding.
I say stuff I don't mean 90% of the time.
All right, people.
I'm just kidding.
Oh my gosh. All right, so tonight's topic. So just to give a little bit of a backstory for everybody that doesn't know, Abbey and Addison are both heavily involved in our youth group. They are the closest thing that we all have to parents that are not actually parents, besides our actual parents.
I have like 8
they-
parents at this point.
Okay, that's wonderful. Anyway, so yes, our youth group would absolutely not be possible. I know I don't want to get too sappy and give too much credit because I know you guys don't like that. But anyway,
I single-handedly carry our youth group.
Yeah, you're right.
Had
The
to
youth- the
single
youth-
handedly put one over his mouth.
Truth came out.
the youth group that we have, the podcast, everything that you guys see would not be possible without lots of inspiration, lots of prayer, lots of thought, lots of time, lots of money from
Lots
these
of me.
awesome human beings right here. So we just this little introduction. So that's why I wanted to bring them on so bad because they're the behind the scenes CEOs. So much love. So anyway, so
We're like a board of
Addison and Abbey.
director member.
There you go. Addison and Abbey are in their 20s, so they're a little bit older than
Old
us young
boomers.
folk. By the way, Makenna acts like she's old now. She turns 18 and immediately starts acting like an elder.
I feel old.
Makenna's
Okay?
older than us.
I feel old.
So, with the exception of Makenna, we're all closer to our kid years. Some of
I'm
us are a little
13.
older,
Teenagers. We are
but
teenagers.
right, exactly. But we're teenagers, and Abbey and Addison are a little bit past that phase. But
They're
may
adults.
not act like it,
stupid.
but they
In
don't
a
always
good
act like
way.
it, but
Not like-
legit fit. They legally are. So they have
I'm gonna
lots of
make a
good
petition.
life wisdom, right?
Yes, I'm gonna make a petition to change the name from if you hit like past your 60s, you're an old adult. Old adult.
Wow, that's
What?
cool.
And nobody
Try to make
laughed.
a joke.
Nobody.
I'm making myself laugh. Okay, calm down.
Literally.
So anyway, so we all, one thing that we talked a lot about this podcast. So we've talked a lot about like things that I think are at least we all think are important to know as teenagers. It's one thing that we've talked a lot about, and thankfully we at least for the most part, with the exception of a few people, most of us I think have our life together, right?
Well, I have a really good life.
With the
I have a
exception
life
of
that's
maybe
very together.
one person. Nah, I'm just kidding. Anyway, so people, people you can go talk to and ask for advice are very important, very help. They very crucial to have people like that on a journey, and especially good for young people to hear stuff, hear good advice when we're young, so we don't have to wait till we're older to learn hard lessons. So these guys right here have been through it. They've been on the journey. They've passed the point of life that we are currently at, so they have lots of good wisdom. Isn't that right, Abbey and Addison?
I don't know if wisdom's what you want to call it, but you know exactly what not to do.
There you go. Hey, it's good to start somewhere. So we'll start off with this. I'll open up this so for either of you guys to chip in. You guys can talk however either of you guys can talk. Doesn't matter. So first of all, I'll ask you this: why do you guys do what you do for us? What inspires you to be involved with our youth?
Abby, you want to be the first, or you want me to be the first?
You can be the
Okay.
ladies.
Thank you. Let me drink my water first, so I can get my girlish voice
Water
going.
out of a jar.
Tat said it, I'm a boomer.
I love how both of Abbey and Addison took a sip of water at the same time.
So,
Wow.
why do we
Go
do
ahead,
what we
Addison.
do?
That's right. Why do you do what you do?
It's funny you asked that, because we've been discussing that today and in very recent days. Myself and Abby, and with others, we've been talking about it. And the bottom line, it just comes down to we, as you said, kind of like the elder brother, elder sister. And whenever many of you firstborns might know that you kind of live life and you get to experience life, and then those under you or younger than you get to kind of learn from your mistakes. So it was nice. Like, you're kind of the guinea pig to certain people's lives. And growing up in the youth group at specifically our church, there was a lot of things that we feel like now we would have appreciated if we had back then that we didn't have. So we want to be what we never had for you guys. Just stuff that we think would help you. We just want to be available, make ourselves available for you.
I might shed a tear.
I'm
So that's
not.
my motive.
Beautiful. It's always beautiful when you get Addison behind a microphone talking.
Well, I got some of this.
Oh my gosh, TED
Hey,
Talk. Addison, you do a TED
I
Talk.
probably stole them from Abby's mouth.
All right, well, so Abby, let's hear it for you. So why do you do what you do?
Pretty much the same reason, just because, like Addison said, I want you guys to have what I feel like we would have appreciated to have more of when we were younger, which was just an outlet to get together and to talk, and not just to always play games, but to really get to know each other and share each other's struggles. And also because there's not a whole lot of people that I'm close to that are close to my age, besides Addison and a couple others. And so you guys are like my friends. I mean, it's not just like big sister, little sister all the time. I ask you guys for advice sometimes, and you guys are my best friends too. So that's, of course, part of it.
Well spoken.
We're gonna stop the podcast so we can go drive to you guys' house and give you a hug. Then we'll resume.
We're done. That's
No.
it. That's all we
Air
do for
hugs.
the podcast. That's the
All
podcast.
right, podcast over. There you go, guys. All right, thank you, guys.
Virtual
Yay, I can
virtual
leave
hugs.
now. Wait, actually.
Virtual hugs. Anyway,
Call them
that's
vugs.
Bugs.
No,
Vugs.
we're not gonna be calling them bugs because that sounds weird.
Vugs.
We are not.
Hey. Never mind. I was about to make a joke, but
Do it.
Self-esteem. No, I was just gonna say, Addison, are me and you gonna vlog later?
Yep, we're gonna vug right now. Vug me.
That's so weird. That's so weird.
Okay, all right. I love how we go from a heartwarming section to vlogging.
That's what
Philip
we're
being
doing.
weird as fuck.
The word. That's something that
I didn't realize how awkward of a word that would have sounded until after I said it. Of course, that's funny.
Oh my god. So, hey, that's good. Hey, see, we're friends.
Yep.
You can tell we're all friends here. Oh man.
I'm not
So,
friends with literally anyone in here.
Ted, be quiet.
You're right.
What? What did he say?
Tad being Tad. Tad being Tad. Anyway.
If he says he knows no one in here, he
So-
literally.
So
Okay.
I always like to for people hear this story because I think this is so cool. I think it's so a cool story, and I think this story just speaks a true testament to how awesome the Lord is, and I just it's a uplifting and encouraging story. So Addison, tell everybody the story, if you don't mind, of my grandma when you first just started the Bible studies.
Okay, so boom, college ended. My party life was over. I came back
I'm
home.
sad.
I came back home, and I actually felt pretty directionless for a little while. But while I was in school, I did at least attempt to have a Bible study at my apartment. People who were experienced it could testify whether how good it was or whatever. But either way, no matter what impact it had, I enjoyed it, and I enjoyed being in that environment, just having a tight knit community where we could talk about our beliefs openly, and it was question based. It was based on the questions that people had. It wasn't any topic that I had predetermined. Everybody came and we just asked questions, and we kind of talked about them, what we think of them, and then what the Bible says about them, and how our thoughts and what the Bible says differ, and all that. Long story. I'm not really making it short, but anyways, I got home and didn't really have that anymore, and I heard about what another young lady in our church was doing with the young ladies. Was a Bible study or a book study, and I thought that's a really good idea to do that for the young guys. And as I said, the thought came to my mind. I was like, wow, we never had that when I was their age. And I came to church, and I looked at all of the younger men, and they had the exact same expression that I remember feeling at their age. And just kind of, I wouldn't say lost necessarily, but having a lot of questions. And that's the reason I wanted to open something up to where they could ask those questions. And so I started praying about it. And it wasn't for very long, because as Philip mentioned, his grandmother came to me the same day that thought came to my mind about having a Bible study after the church service, and asked me if I had thought about or considered doing a Bible study for the young men at the church. And to me, that was just an answer, like an immediate answer. And it's always cool to see God answer prayers immediately. He always answers them, but sometimes they take time. But immediate answers are the funnest to experience. So that's the story that Philip is talking about, and we started up as soon as we could, and it's been a blessing. And
Amen.
That was over 3 years ago, and you can see how close we are today.
That's wild.
I guess that was excuse me, that was over 2 years ago now.
It was 2.5 years ago. This summer will have been 3 years since then, which is crazy to think about. But yeah, that's an awesome story. I love it. And just imagine like what had happened if you never even won, just immediately shut down the thought, or you didn't step out in faith, or if my grandma didn't step out in faith and go say that. I mean,
yeah, it was a big leap of faith for her, and
yeah,
I'm thankful God opened the door for that opportunity.
Yeah, amen. So Abbey, now from your perspective, when did you, and what was your reasoning for wanting to do stuff with the girls? And what was like the moment where you realized you felt like the Lord was telling you, hey, maybe I should do something with the girls?
Well, for a while, I went to some like ladies' Bible studies, but it was a lot of 30 and 40-year-olds, which was fun, but I couldn't relate as much, and I wanted to do something with people closer to my age, but I just didn't have that outlet. And then Caitlin started doing studies with the younger girls, and I was helping her. I was like her helper, and I would just be there kind of as backup. And then I believe some of the older girls that are our group were younger then, and they were there, and they just loved it. And so then Addison started doing stuff with you guys, and I was already doing stuff with some of the younger girls. And so then it just kind of clicked. I need to do this on a more regular basis with just the older girl group and see what happens. And of course, you guys all clicked too. And it just kind of came together.
So, Makenna, I want to ask you something now, building right off of that. So, you were someone who experienced those Bible studies with the older girls, right?
Yeah, a few of them, anyways.
Yeah. So tell us about them. Like, what did you think of it when you first started? Did you think it was lame? Were you just be honest? Did you not think it was cool? Or and then what was the moment where you realized like, hey, this is really awesome?
Well, the first one I went to, we were in there with I don't remember who all was there. I know it was me and then Sid and Rachel and Jocelyn. I don't remember, but I was like, okay, this is kind of weird because I was like, this is like what the guys do, but it's just us, and I wasn't used to hanging out with just the girls because I guess because I did grow up with the guys, I don't know. But I was like, okay, this is weird, but I could get used to it. And then, like, of course, I had the job, so I was like not there all the time. But I think the moment I realized it was super fun, or not just super fun, but it was like a good moment for us to like bond and like know each other even better, was when we read Women of the Bible. And we all were thinking Saphira was a good name. And then we were like reading more and being able to connect more often, I guess. And then now we do like these little studies or something, or just hang out because we have tension quite often. And so I don't know, it's pretty great. I like doing it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I love hearing that. I would ask Andrew or Meredith or Tad what they thought of the original Bible study experience, but they weren't
there.
They came along a little bit later. Which is no problem at all. There's no problem at all. Now here, I'll ask Meredith this question. So Meredith, you really started reconnecting with our group in right before school started in 2020, right?
I think it was during quarantine, towards the end of it, like around
it was
the end of the summer, August something.
Yep. Yeah. Wasn't it like August because you and your mom decided to come up and we had a bunch of stuff happen going that weekend. We went to the pool and then what else did we do? We went to that little movie thing that we had. It was right coming out of quarantine, so we were kind of getting back to doing stuff, and that was in August of 2020. So, what did you think? Like from that first moment where you reconnected on to now, like what did you think about getting to rejoin our friend group and getting to spend time with Abbey and getting to know Addison? Because I guess you probably had no idea really about anything about Addison.
I mean, not really. I just remember I stayed with them once. Like when I was like 4, we played Monopoly, and we played with the Monopoly money. I remember that. But that was like a long time ago.
I remember that.
Yeah, was that this?
No, I forgot about it. Was that whenever me and your dad did the Tough Mudder or the?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good time.
Wow, that was fun.
That was a good time. Yeah,
that's cool. Anyway, so Meredith, what did you think about our whole friend group and reconnecting with all of us?
I mean, I guess I wasn't really used to like having a friend group like this because like public school is a bunch of fake people, and like just getting to see a different like group of people who like actually care about their faith and like what they do and how they act, and they not only have respect for themselves but they have respect for other people. It's just different. It was kind of like a good relief to be like, okay, this is a group of people I can be myself around. I don't have to worry about being judged because they're all weird too. But it was just kind of
it's very true.
Like I grew up with like hanging out with a bunch of boys and not really girls as much, and so like I was always playing football, getting dirty in the mud, just like stuff like that. And it was kind of like good to have like a friend group who like let me do that and wasn't like, no, you have to come paint your toenails with the girls. I mean, of course, I love my girl time, but it was just kind of a relief to have a group.
I love that. Oh man, I love that. Good, that's awesome. Yeah, well, I remember that trip specifically was so I was awesome. I was so happy that you could come and reconnect and it was also cool because remember Rusty was staying with us that weekend.
And then Sadie Bell came on that weekend too, which was cool.
Yep. Kind of forgot a little bit about that, but anyway. Yes, that one weekend was awesome. I'm so thankful that you could come up and reconnect. And then we started playing Fortnite together, and ever since then you've been a firm part of our friend group. So the last person I got to make our last round. So Andrew, you are the newest comer of our friend group. So
Hi.
So since you are, of course, my brother, and I've been at pretty much anything with no exception. So I've been gone a lot, and so of course you weren't a teenager immediately when we started things. Were you excited that you could go to stuff that your big brother was going to? Were you?
I was
What was your whole
definitely
opinion?
I definitely was very excited to start going to the things that you were going to, and I just really enjoyed being at things that being hosted. You know, so
Yep.
it was really nice.
So from your perspective, were you like what for? I'll to ask you this from your perspective. What did you think of Addison?
I thought he was a great dude from all the things he took. Why are you covering your ears?
Because you might not want me to hear it.
No. Philip always said how good of a person Addison was, and I was excited to
Oh.
start going to things that was hosted by him. But when I first, of course, when I first became a teenager, you were off doing. Can't actually remember, but
Kosovo stuff.
you weren't around.
Doing
Yeah,
something.
you weren't around whenever I became a teenager. But once you started hosting things, I've enjoyed everything that y'all been doing. So it's very nice.
Yeah.
Addison's a great guy, for sure.
Woo!
I've enjoyed having you. It's been awesome.
It has.
All right, Philip, your turn.
So,
I got a question for you.
What? Someone's
I
gonna
got a
ask me a
question
question? Whoa! This
Yeah.
doesn't happen on the podcast. Whoa! Hold on, I gotta stand up straight for this one. This doesn't usually happen.
You're
All right,
sitting.
Addison.
What do you remember most about our first Bible study?
All right, so I'll tell you exactly what it was. Okay, so
Oh, no.
I'll be prepared because everybody knows at this point I like to talk, and I still remember this because I've had a lot of chances to think back about all this because I'm a very sentimental person.
You got 5 minutes on my non-existent
All
watch.
right, I'll try to make it quick. Oh man. So
I'm just
anyway,
kidding. Take your time.
so I remember when you had started up Bible studies. Okay, I'm gonna be completely honest. I don't think I've ever told you this before. This is actually a good chance to tell you this. Okay, so
I think I know what you're
was
going to say, though,
not-
because your mom told me.
I was originally not looking forward to Bible studies, just originally, because I didn't know what to expect. Which I guess that's a legitimate reason, not fear, just didn't know what to expect. It was something that we had never done before, and it was with someone that we didn't know 100%. But at the same time, I appreciated that you came to the canoe trip. Now, do you remember that? You came to our canoeing trip. That was the same.
I do remember that. Yeah.
Me and Makenna were on the same boat, and I got
That
my
you fell
legs
out of?
toasted.
That you fell out of?
Shut up!
Because get
Philip
scared of
fell
a
out.
bird under the bridge.
Be quiet.
Anyway.
You're supposed to say. We'll tell that story another day. We'll tell that story another day. Anyway, so you came to that trip, and I remember actually being like, huh. I mean, I knew who you were, of course, Addison. I knew who you were. So, because I knew you were Amanda's, son, and I knew that much, and I was like,
all we
that's
knew.
interesting.
And albino.
I could see. I could always see you. You were the one person I could always find.
They glow in the dark.
That's so funny.
Touch my eyebrow.
Yeah, exactly.
You have
Anyway,
eyebrows?
Well,
anyway, so I
Debatable.
remember like when you came there, I was like, wow, okay. Addison actually took the time to be there. So when you started up the Bible studies, I was like, okay, well, I appreciated that you made an effort to come to our canoe trip first. So the reason I wasn't very excited about Bible studies when we started is because it's kind of funny, a little bit embarrassing, but I'll go ahead and say it. So I remember when Meta had just started doing the Bible studies with Caitlin's group. They read this book, I believe. There was some book that they read. And there was this one chapter, and again, this is just kind of embarrassing, but there was this one chapter that Meadow called me one day, and she was like, Philip, I am not happy. And I was like, oh, no, what's wrong? She's like, I'm really not excited to read this chapter of this book. And I was like, why is that? And she was like, well, this chapter of this book talks about a lot of female things, and I'm not really excited because it kind of makes me uncomfortable. So in my mind, that was the vision of Bible studies that I had. So I didn't know what to expect with Addison, but the entire time I went along thinking that they just talk about female things, and Meadow was just sitting there uncomfortable like this in her chair at her Bible studies, which of course I know now is not true. She was just upset, a little uncomfortable for that one specific chapter. But in my mind, that was the vision of Bible studies I had. So going on, I didn't know, I kind of expected Addison to just talk to us about growing up in puberty in our Bible studies, and I was not excited about that.
Why wouldn't you be?
Because I didn't really want to sit there with Rusty and Dakota and Caleb and have someone else talk about we need to respect young ladies because our bodies are changing. I didn't really want to hear that talk from someone, just that stereotypical body change. Let's respect our ladies.
Me up, man.
Anyway, so I've had that on my chest for 2 years, but that's genuinely.
I never knew that. That's awesome.
Yeah, I actually never told anybody because it's a little bit embarrassing. The only person that know that is Meadow. But anyway, so going into it, that was my mindset. However, from the literal first second we were in Bible study, I was like, oh, this is gonna be cool, because the first thing that we did in our Bible studies was Addison said, hey guys, and when it said whatever he did to introduce us, and he immediately played us a clip from the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. TV show. And that's instantly, so I didn't even really care. I mean, the clip itself was good, and I like the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. show. At that point, I had not watched Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but I instantly gained 1 million more respect and thought Addison was a million times cooler because I was like, oh my gosh, he's a Marvel fan. He showed us a Marvel clip for a Bible study.
I bet Jonathan
That's so
that.
cool. So
I just want to watch Marvel with, man.
Instantly, my interest was hooked from the get-go. And I was like, oh, so Addison's cultured. I see. So I instantly loved it.
A man of culture, I see.
That was not a shot at anybody that doesn't like Marvel. Sorry, Makenna. I saw your face.
Yeah, it was.
Not a shot at you.
Jonathan inserts himself in the conversation.
Never mind.
I
wasn't
offended.
Are you guys talking about No Way Home?
I wasn't.
Makenna, you're gonna see No Way Home.
Nobody
I've locked him out.
speak of that movie. Nobody speak
Don't
of
talk
Yeah,
about it.
we're not.
Oh, I saw it today.
I don't know anything. I don't know anything.
I'm so confused. I really don't read the chats while I'm at school.
Moving on.
It's okay. It's the new. Anyway, moving on.
Jonathan's not.
So I loved it, and I saw really, really quickly. Like, I could see that you were genuine about it. Like, you weren't just a 23-year-old that just, I don't know, had just kind of was a little bit so about it. Because what I also saw is that JP was there, and I really appreciate him being there for our early Bible studies because he really just, I could just tell that he just loved the Lord, and he was just gonna, he just loved to talk about it with anybody. And I loved it how you, to me, that actually was awesome that you had actually asked JP to be there with you, because that means that you cared enough to have someone that, knew more than you did, that you also yourself wanted to learn in the Bible studies, despite the fact that you were also teaching us stuff. So I found that really cool as well. I found that was awesome. I gained a lot more respect for you then, because I was like, hey, he's not just doing this by himself. He actually is asking Matt and JP, someone that's a little more grounded, to actually help us. What's that, Makenna?
What? What are you talking about?
What's that?
What are you talking about?
Can I have a topic on the Bible study, Philip?
Yeah, we'll ask you. We'll ask you as soon as I'm almost done. But anyway, so I loved Bible studies from the get-go. I thought it was awesome. You know me, I'm game. Anytime I get to spend time with my friends, I'm fully gamed. And I by youth camp, especially after youth camp, after we had done Bible studies for about a month, I realized, like, hey, this is really, really awesome. And then it just took off, and the rest is history. But I realized pretty quickly, like, hey, this dude's genuine. He loves the Lord. This is an awesome opportunity to learn and grow. I'm going to listen, and I get to spend time with my friends and enjoy. And you know what? Also,
I can't believe I've only been going to Bible studies for like 15 months.
Yeah, you're right. I also want to say this as well. This is something I actually appreciated as well. And I didn't know what to think of it in the moment, but quickly I realized, I was like, I actually really appreciated this. Makenna, I see you holding a penguin up to the screen, or whatever that is.
Not a penguin. Actually,
What
it
is
is
it?
a penguin. It's a penguin. I got it for Lucy.
Ooh.
Hey, carry on. I just needed something.
Okay, anyway. So, one of the first Bible studies we did, we got out a little early, and that was when we were doing prayer meetings while we were doing Bible studies. And we went outside, and we played football, okay? right after we did the prayer meeting. Well, prayer meeting was still going on, but we had got out of Bible study a little bit, and we went outside to play football, and it was awesome. It was really fun. But after that, I remember, Addison, you had us, instead of going out and playing football, you had us go and rejoin everybody in prayer meeting instead of just go throw the football. You wanted us to go and, if we got out a little early, go join in with the prayer meeting while that was still going on.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I really appreciated that, because I saw that you were not just there to have fun. Like, you wanted us to enjoy ourselves, and you wanted us to have a good time, but it was more important, and it was and still is more important for us to, meet there and fellowship with each other, and listen to the service that was going on, or listen, more importantly, just be there and go pray for people, because we can have fun anytime. We can go through the football anytime, but that's important, that we sacrifice our fun to go pray for people.
Yeah, and I appreciate that you guys were willing to do that. I forgot about that actually entirely until you mentioned it. But now that you bring it up, yeah, I recall thinking, you guys are just as important of a part of the church as anybody. I would argue, and I might be biased, that you are the most important part of the church, and I know Abbey would attest to that. But that's why I wanted you guys to be there. I mean, we're there as a family, and
exactly,
your prayers
and
are just as powerful.
That's one thing. That's another reason why I realized this is so genuine, is because you never made it seem like the youth was separate than the adults. You always strive to make sure there was no disconnect between the adults and the kids, and that's what I saw, because of course us kids could have gone and played football and had some fun, but instead you wanted us to go be there with the other adults and pray alongside them and be a part of them. And it would have been easy for us to just go do fun kid stuff, but that's not what's important. And so I think that small little thing kind of attests, and that's a little testament to kind of how our youth group grew, is how there's no disconnect. Like, for instance, Wednesday night, last night, like us just talking to Steve and Matt, wasn't that awesome? I mean, I genuinely felt like Steve was my friend, and he's an elder in our church.
Yeah, I know.
But isn't that beautiful? Isn't that an awesome thing?
I really look up to both Steve and Matt, and it's really encouraging to see the two of them, because they're both still kids at heart,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I think that's where the bridge is gapped. Is you just got to remain a kid at heart at all times, no matter what age. Never mature, but don't grow up.
There you go.
It's good to mature, but never grow up.
Yeah, I just thought that was beautiful, because there's no disconnect. Like, we all get along with the adults, and it's like Steve. We have such a good, like, I genuinely feel like Steve is my friend. He's also a mentor and an elder, and someone I respect, and someone that, of course, I would listen to them if they told me to do something. But at the same time, I know that they love me, and I love them, and they're like a friend, and that's beautiful.
Yep.
It's so foreign to a lot of churches, and just to a lot of people in general, that kids don't get along well with adults, or just they don't click, they don't connect. But in our group, there's no disconnect, and that kind of, I guess, I think that started from one of our first Bible studies, from that little testament. So anyway, Taz gone again. I was about to ask him.
Matt is Abby's dad, by the way. I just had to embarrass her.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We love him.
Matt is Abby's
so
dad.
That's really embarrassing.
Yeah. I guess that's a good point. More embarrassing, Matt. Sorry, Matt.
Is it?
No.
Oh.
Abby, what is it like having Matt as your dad?
It's lovely. It's a new adventure every day.
No. I love it.
It's awesome, because we're like kindred spirits. Like, his chaos matches my chaos, and so we just feed off of it and have.
I love it.
It's very true.
You're right. You're very true. It's very true. So, real quick before we continue, does anybody else have anything they want to say? Andrew, Meredith, Makenna, anything you want to say? Any comments?
Didn't Tad want to say something?
Yeah, he did, but he's deaf, and when he comes back, we'll get him to say something.
Oh, okay.
He must be doing something. Anyway, Makenna, you got any comments?
Hello.
What was it, Meredith?
That he's probably yelling at Lila.
Yeah, probably so.
Really masculine.
Anyway, Makenna, you got anything? You got anything you want to add?
Nope.
Okay, cool. So that was a good little segment. Thank you guys. So, we talked a little bit about this, but I want to go more in depth on this specific point. So, you both, Addison and Abbey, you guys both alluded to the fact that one of the reasons why you want to do this. Oh, perfect. Tad's back. You good, Tad?
Hey, what happened?
You good?
Yeah,
Right?
what's wrong?
Okay.
Yeah, what's wrong?
Are you okay?
What's wrong?
Nothing's wrong. I just want to make sure you're all right.
Yeah, I'm fine. What's wrong?
Okay, so I was gonna ask you because we had gone around and asked everyone else about this. So, first of all, A, why did you want to start coming to Bible studies? B, when did you realize like, oh man, this is for real? And C, what did you think about Addison and Abbey? And because you've got a chance to spend a lot of time with both of them.
Well,
So what did you
A.
think?
Wait, what was A again?
You have to ask.
Why did you want to start coming to Bible studies?
Segment.
Oh, because you invited me and I wanted to find another youth group other than my church's.
Right. So
I
why
was
did you want
B.
to find another youth group?
Because I don't like my
Hold
youth
on.
group. I don't like anyone in my youth group.
And there's that. Hope they don't watch this. Oh. Sorry, Ted's youth
I
group.
don't give a flying. I'm just kidding.
Oh.
And there's a few people I like,
It's
but
got
like
very
it's just
hostile.
my youth group is just nice. It's not really. I've told this before. It's not really like one youth group. It's just kind of 3 different groups, just kind of getting together and hanging out in their cliques. And it's not a youth group. People wanting to get together and talk to each other.
Yeah.
I was B.
So B was why, like, when did you realize, like, oh man, this group is for real? Like, oh, they're not actually fake. They
Like
actually
immediately
love
when I
each
got
other.
there.
Aw.
Aw. So what was there like one specific moment where you realized, like, hey, these people are actually really awesome, or hey, these people actually
Right
love
when I
each other?
got there.
Just whenever he stepped
Just-
foot and saw your
He
face,
said-
Philip.
He said, "Oh, I like this floor. They're good people."
Personally, I like Makenna, and that kind of got me in it. I'm just kidding. That was a joke.
That is not true. If we follow the timeline of when Makenna was actually a part of our youth group. Just kidding.
Yeah, she wasn't even in it then.
Probably there that often.
Alright, well, we'll see.
Kind of pissed right now. You see that expression?
Let's
But,
see.
Oh man.
When I started coming back, is when Tad really liked it.
Oh.
There you go.
Wait, what
Yeah,
happened?
yeah.
I didn't even hear
See,
that.
so C
Bad
was
there.
what did you first? We'll start with this. What did you think of Abbey and Addison, and like when did you realize like?
Well, I
they're
played
actually...
Fortnite with Abbey like every day during quarantine, so I already liked Abbey. But yeah, Addison, I immediately liked Addison. He was very nice. I liked how he started the youth group. I love how committed he is and was and still is, helping us.
Sorry.
I like you too, Tadpole.
Thanks.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! All right! Oh no!
That's an
New
overused.
contact name for Tad.
I most recently changed his name to Tadpole because I got tired of seeing Baby Litzinger popping up on my phone and people being like, "You have a kid?"
Yes, she does.
One that can text at 2 years old.
It's so Tadpole is
Yeah.
so
Oh,
funny.
I'm with you.
People don't
He's
realize
definitely-
it's literally the reason why I'm called Tad is because Tadpole.
Really?
It's not even funny. People think it's like just funny to pick on people. It's like it's just yeah.
Oh yeah! Oh wait! People think it's funny to just pick on people?
You're short, Philip.
Did you just say that?
No, I'm saying like people think it's funny to just call me Tadpole, but it's like it's literally it doesn't even faze me because it's literally why I'm called Tad.
Well, that's the
Oh,
whole
I thought
point.
your actual
Like
name was
it
Tad.
doesn't even faze me.
His name
It
is Thaddeus
is.
James
I'm
Cadell.
saying
Really,
like
Thaddeus.
Tadpole,
He's
Tad.
15 years
Tad
old
is my
and
nickname.
has
My
red
real
hair
name is
and his
Thaddeus.
uncle and his cousin.
Oh.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Hey,
The only thing I don't know is social security number.
Hey, I remember I asked you. I got your permission to call you Tadpole.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
you did ask
it's
me that. I was
literally
there.
it
I was
doesn't even
there.
faze me at this point. I've been called it so much. Just whatever.
It's funny, is what it is.
Yeah, I know like everything except for like maybe his height and his social security number.
I'll start
You
calling
don't know
Flagpole.
someone else.
What?
Wait. Say that again, Addison. What'd you say?
Oh my
We're calling you
Nope,
Flagpole.
nope.
I'm actually kind of like a flag.
Flagpole.
How are you like a flag, Dad?
Cause I'm tall and thin. Yes, McKenna.
Oh.
For the summer, can we put duct tape flag on your back and then you can really be a flagpole?
Sure, let's do
Boy.
it.
I got the okay, you guys.
I got Tad's down for anything.
I'm down for anything McKenna
As
wants.
long as Makenna's involved. he's down for it.
Anything McKenna wants. Of course you are, because I'm.
Mom.
Okay. All right.
I'm a big kid now.
Okay.
Reeling it back in. All right. So anyway, I'll ask. I have another
Yeah, I
No.
hate this youth
question.
group.
No.
Whatever Meredith
Okay.
said.
Thank you, Meredith.
I just
All
felt
right,
like
podcast over.
saying.
Night, guys.
I'm going to bed, guys.
No. So Abbey and Addison. So you guys alluded to this earlier when you guys were talking about why you do what you do, but I'll ask you this, and we'll expand on this point a little bit further. So, what was like if there could be one thing or a couple major things, or just like some really important thing that you wish someone would have told you at our age, or one major thing that you guys would have done at our age that you think would have helped, or whatever, what would that thing be? We'll start with Abbey. Abbey, what do you think?
One thing that I wish I would have realized that a lot of people tell you and you don't really listen to it until after the fact is to not worry so much about your future. And I know that sounds ridiculous, but it's the truth, because my entire life, all I've done is worry about my future, where I'm going to work, just what my life's going to look like by the time I'm 30 years old. And we all talk about having our lives together. None of us have our lives together. And when you realize that, you just completely let go of worrying about it. Sometimes that's when things start clicking into place, or you realize that you're exactly where you need to be. You just need to be content with where you're at, and God will direct you, no matter where it is. You can try to figure it out and stress about it as much as you want, and it doesn't help anything at all. And one thing my grandma told me that helped me is she said worrying about tomorrow does not take away today's stress for tomorrow. And so worrying about it for all those years, it didn't change anything. All it did was cause me stress in those moments. And now that I'm here, I don't have my life together at all, but I'm at peace with that. And so I'm happy.
That's awesome. If there's anybody that's out there that doesn't have their life together, if there's anybody that is just doesn't have their life together,
Shut it.
with black hair, or that scrolls on TikTok for 3 hours a night, or
Oh, it's not me.
Obsessed over cute boys.
no, wears glasses, likes J names. Anybody that falls under those.
Oh, me.
That was a diss at Meredith and Makenna both at the same time. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, I know.
I'm just kidding. Sorry, Makenna.
Yo,
I'm just
I
kidding.
will point out the fact that my middle name is James.
I joined the mafia at school today, and
What?
we personally know how to hide crimes.
Hey, I wish
Anyway.
I learned that.
all right. So anyway, Addison. So what do you think? Same thing as Abbey.
The one thing that's on my mind is just keep digging. And what I mean by that is, anytime you question or have doubts, you're not going to find the answer immediately. And so just keep asking questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions, especially if they're about God or of God or concerning God. because he already knows your questions. So there's no reason not to ask them. I'll also say, and kind of in contrast to keep digging, well, first of all, because the truth is always hidden, so you have to dig for it to find it. So keep searching, keep digging. But also realize that sometimes you might be asking the wrong kind of questions. And I say that because there were things when I was younger that I was curious about or did not have the answer to, that I still to this day don't have the answer to, because I gave up looking for it, because it wasn't an important question. It wasn't relevant to what God calls us to do, and that's to love other people. And those questions were actually getting in the way of my being able to see that He has called us to love other people. So I mean, questions about eternity or what the next life is going to be like, stuff like that. I mean, it's good to think about that from time to time and be aware of, okay, I don't know, but I'm not going to keep digging for that question. I'm not going to keep digging for the answer to that, because we can't know. I mean, we won't know until the next life what it's all about or what it's like. So what's the point in digging for that answer? So that would get me down a lot, and a lot of times fear would take over because I didn't know what that was. Fear of the unknown would hinder me from loving the person right next to me. And that's kind of the realization I came to, as I came to the conclusion that, like, okay, well, no matter what happens after this life, I'm gonna love people the way I know how to love them. I'm just gonna be their friend and enjoy their presence and love them as best as I can. And I'll let them, whatever happens after this life, take care of itself. I'll trust God with that. So keep digging when it comes to learning what love really is. I'll say that. Whenever it's a question about love, keep digging. And don't stop digging till you have a peace about what you found, because once you have a peace, that's really when you found truth.
Amen. Well said. That deserves a round of applause. That was awesome.
Glory,
Makenna, you got
glory
anything
to
to say?
God only.
Amen. Amen. Makenna, anything to add? Anything you want to add? Meredith,
No.
Andrew, anything?
Nope.
All right, cool, awesome. So that was awesome. So we are about an hour in. So before we end, I want to do this. So we usually try to have like an 11:30 cutoff. And Makenna always reminds me when we're getting close to our 11:30 cutoff. So
Well, we're only
it's
at
not quite.
10:53.
It's only 10:53. So we still got some time. We still got some time. So I thought this would be fun to do. I wanted to ask this to everybody. So we'll start with Abbey and Addison for this, but I want everybody to answer this. So, besides this past youth camp, because I think pretty much everyone can say that was probably the best thing our youth group's ever done. So
No. I'm just kidding.
Okay, let's forget about the dress code.
I was just talking. No, that's not what I was talking about. But never mind.
He was just joking.
I was just mad that I had to leave. Stupid.
Yeah, oh yeah, you're right. Anyway, besides that, so we'll not count that. What has been your favorite memory up to this point with our youth group? So everybody else start thinking. All right, let's go, Meredith. Let's go. Let's hear it.
It was either the pickleball, or it was when the time I came and stayed with you, Philip, and Rusty was with us, and then we went to the pool and we did like the battles on the paddle boards. That was pretty fun. Like we had to like wrestle each other. That was fun.
Yep, or the other one was
Anything,
pickleball.
by the way.
Or pickleball, yeah, when we played pickleball.
Which
There's
side
a lot
did
of good
pickleball
memories.
No
side?
one even invited me to anything until like September.
Yeah, that was the good days.
Yeah, I'm glad you started coming. Wait.
Funny. Yeah, no one invited me.
Oh my
No one was
God.
just like, nah, we ain't gonna invite Tad.
I was choked on my game.
Actually,
That's not
no, I
true.
remember. Never mind. Philip invited me. He talked about inviting me to. No, he did invite me to stuff right before COVID. I remember. He talked about going to Bible studies, and I think it's either Philip or Meadow invited me to go to the pool in like late July or something in 2020, but I couldn't go.
Yeah, it was Buddy and Susan didn't want other people going that year.
Yeah, and for the first time in the summer you guys went to the pool, I couldn't go. Because for some reason there was,
I remember that.
just weird.
Yeah, I don't know. I remember that. Anyway, but then young Tad joined our group. So Tad, up to this point, what's
So
been
much
your
better,
single
bro.
most? What's been your best memory?
Tough. I mean, we've done a lot of stuff.
Yes, we
I
have.
would honestly say the first lock-in I went to, the one where like Cameron brought those like cinnamon rolls or whatever, and I slept in till like 11:30, and we played pickleball. Wait, was that no? Wait, that wasn't the one me and Andrew won the tournament in, though.
No,
I don't know.
That was a different one. That was a different one. You guys
Just
won the
the
tournament
lock-ins
at the
in
most recent
general.
one,
I
dude.
love the lock-in.
Oh my gosh, so much fun, dude.
I haven't experienced a lock-in yet. I need to go to the girl one.
Oh man.
I don't know.
What'd you say, Abby? What'd you say?
It's pretty fun.
Our lock-ins are pretty good. We don't just sit on the floor.
We play pickleball.
Wasn't there a feeling?
We play pickleball.
And then win.
I'm just kidding.
We don't just sit on the floor. Last time I dug.
Makenna, why don't you come to lock-in?
Tad? I'm gonna have to politely.
I'm dead. I'm
respectfully
dead too.
decline.
Okay
Or
then.
purple.
All right, so
boundaries.
Andrew, what was your most favorite thing we've done besides the past youth camp? What was your most favorite thing that we have done up to this point?
By the way, and also the pickleball tournament.
What'd you say, by the way? Sorry, say again.
It's favorite, not most favorite, and also pickleball tournaments are really fun.
Yeah, me and Andrew won that tournament, bro. That was crazy.
We were kind of crazy, right, Tim?
That was the lock-in we did this past summer. That was the lock-in that we did this past
We're
summer.
kind of crazy, bro.
Freaking crazy, bro.
So we got 2 lock-ins so far. Lock-ins are very popular. I remember when we first came up with the idea of a lock-in. Do you remember that, Addison? Do you remember when we came up with the idea and everyone was like, wait, we should spend the night in the church? That'd be an awesome idea. And everyone was like, oh yeah,
By the way,
let's do
Addison,
it.
I spoiled
And we
Philip
played
that Christmas lock-in. I spoiled it to
we
him.
used to do those when we were little, right?
Yeah, I do. Oh, I remember. Yeah. Back when you had
I
short
want
hair.
to do another one of those. Oh, yeah.
Don't do that to me.
That's all right, Ted.
No, why won't you come?
All right, Ted, shut up. Anyway, Makenna, so go ahead. So your now you've been in the youth group for a long time. You're an OG original. So
isn't that what OG stands for?
Yeah. It is. But remember, I'm homeschooled, so my brain I'm a little slower than some people. Remember.
So I'm homeschooled, and I'm.
Oh, sorry, Ted.
Don't get Tad on this topic, or we'll never get off of it.
So anyway, favorite memory up to this point besides the youth camp?
Well, you keep saying besides youth camp, which really bums
Day
me
I
out,
came and saw her
my
for the
favorite
first time.
thing so far was the baptisms at youth camp.
I know. But what can be the other youth camp just besides the one that just happened? Because we'd all agree that this
hold on, I'm
youth camp
thinking.
was the best. But besides,
I think my favorite. It's not really my favorite, but it's in like my top 5 category of favorite things we've done. Was me getting you guys to go to homecoming with me.
Oh my gosh, homecoming!
Homecoming was really fun, man. Homecoming was so fun. I laughed so many times.
And the fact I don't have a prom date anymore.
Oh, me.
No.
Oh no. Makenna, Makenna, does that mean we go into prom?
Well, who's gonna invite me?
But,
I can't go to prom unless someone invites me. Because of the Yes Kid Junior.
Invites him.
I suppose I don't know. We'll see.
I couldn't invite Abbey or Addison, so might as well, Philip.
What about me? Why not me? I'm here.
Ted, me and Makenna have been good friends for a long, long time.
Right. Philip, are we on with the podcast yet? We're done with the podcast.
Almost.
Right?
Almost.
It's 11 o'clock.
Almost.
We have at least 30 minutes.
We're still going. We're not talking about anything related to the podcast, though.
Well, no, this is our favorite memory. This is really the podcast. Anyway, so homecoming. This past year's homecoming.
Probably.
It was very fun. It was very
It's
fun.
pretty good.
The dinner was fantastic. I will have to say, Tad was absolutely hilarious for everything that he did.
No, what was funny was you guys playing tennis with your hands.
Oh, I love.
Hey, I'm crazy at tennis, bro.
That was really fun.
Philip was doing the Millie Rock all my life.
Embarrassing the crap out of.
No, you was gonna say that.
I'm
Anyway.
crazy at tennis, my god.
Anyway, yeah, Jonathan, that was probably the funniest Jonathan has ever been that night at homecoming. Dude was so
He's either
hilarious.
homecoming or
cracking.
It was one heck of
Oh
a night.
my gosh, it was so much fun, dude. It was
Tag,
awesome.
either
That's
at
definitely up there,
homecoming
that's
or
definitely up
homecoming.
Hey, Tag really kept saying the same line too.
We'll talk about that one.
I
that
remember,
Tag kept
McKenna,
saying.
remember when we got in the
Somehow.
car and what I did?
No.
I got in the car, face up, and laid across both the seats.
Oh yeah, that was not funny.
That was funny. Tad got in the car and sat like this, waiting for McKenna to sit down.
Tag, you
that
freaking
was
brat.
Not one of my proudest moments.
Cut that, please.
Alright, nice got that.
I love it. Alright, anyway. Alright, Addison, you're next. Most favorite memory besides this past year's youth
Favorite.
camp?
Nerd.
Oh my god, it doesn't matter.
Yes, it does.
Whenever
Favorite memory.
Andrew corrected Philip about saying most favorite. No,
Philip's
oh man.
neck.
Let's see.
You look ugly.
Dude, that's a tough one, man.
I have a better one now.
Okay, what is it? Go ahead.
No, let Addison go.
I was waiting for you to say it.
Oh, whenever you invited us girls to watch, I don't even know what it was.
In-game, that's what I thought you were going to say.
Yeah, that one. And then we went downstairs and slid around the building in our socks.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah, I remember
That was pretty good.
That was fun.
That was real fun.
I can't pick a favorite.
So many,
Really
isn't there?
can't.
So many.
So good. Yeah, I really can't pick a favorite. I would start listing off everything we've ever done.
Yep. All right, Abby, what
Jonathan
about you?
wants
What about
to
you?
join.
Oh, okay. Jonathan does.
Jonathan has one.
Okay, Jonathan. Andrew, let Jonathan in. Can you add him in?
I have 10%
Sure, I
left
feel
on my
like-
phone.
Okay, we'll
Probably
go ahead and
just
speed up.
talk about-
Hey,
Yeah, probably
Abby,
talk about favorite
favorite memory up to this point? With
Probably my most memorable one is youth camp 3 years ago at Camp Kynard when a lot of the girls got baptized. And I got to get baptized with Kenny and Rachel and Meadow and
Meadow.
and Sadie Bell and Meadow.
Yep.
And that was the most special thing to me, was that it got to be with them.
That was 2018?
Mm-hmm.
2017. That was 2017.
Was it that long ago?
Yep.
I thought it
That
was
was
2018.
13.
I was going to
2018
mention the
horrible
youth
year.
camp 2019.
2019.
As well.
2019. That was one. Yep. 2018 was the horrible year. That was the rule year.
2019 was good.
2019.
Yeah,
was
it was
awesome.
good. I just
2020,
Awesome youth camp.
2021 was bad.
No, it was not. It was probably the best one we've had.
Don't you dare blaspheme our youth.
That was my favorite one ever.
So
Yeah, it
my
was
most
pretty
favorite
fun.
is one.
You
What?
can just shut up there. Okay?
Like, who's
Anyway.
gonna shut up?
Addison,
Anywho,
he said, my most favoritist. Anyway.
My
imitate me
favorite,
so well.
my most favorite sister.
Besides this past year's youth camp, which was, I don't think anything's ever going to beat that until maybe next year's youth camp. I don't know. This past year's youth
I ain't going to next year's youth camp.
Shut up. Yes, you are.
Fine with me.
Shut up.
We know it's fine.
I'm literally just kidding.
I'm
But am I?
Anyway,
Phillips.
so okay, so I would have to say the 2019 youth camp was awesome. That was such a fun
Yeah.
camp because Addison was our camp counselor. Addison and Matt were our counselors. That was like that was really the big first thing where we all started hanging out together. Because Makenna, you remember it was me, you, and Dakota, and Jocelyn and Kyle really joined our group then, and Caleb and Sadie Bell. We hung out the entire time.
Was that the year that?
That's the year Philip ditched me. It's okay though.
Oh,
What?
yeah, that was the year you
Was
had
it
all
the
your
year we gave
volleyball friends.
Caleb his dignity back?
They weren't
Yes,
volleyball.
it was the year that Caleb got his dignity back. Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that was a
After-
good
That's
year.
the year Philip got stung
After-
by the Yellow Jackets.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you remember that, McKenna? Remember the
Y'all,
handprint ice as
I'm
well? So,
gone. Where is time gone?
Well,
dude, I don't know.
Alright, we'll talk about that.
We
after
could
the
tell
podcast.
stories. We could tell stories about that for ages. Anyway, so that was one of my favorites. Probably, I don't know. I don't think I can choose between that and the paintball day. The day we went paintballing.
Oh, how did I forget?
Paintball.
Yep, that was it.
That was so
That's
it.
fun.
That was it. How
Okay.
did I forget that?
Dude, there's
Oh my
so many
gosh.
funny moments. I
How
think
could
I
I
still
forget?
remember. Okay, so paintball was freaking awesome, so much fun. One of the funniest memories I have of paintball is I remember one time during the capture the flag game. I remember I was like I had my gun up and I was like going like down the right side of the map with Kyle. And I remember I just see Abbey running in the middle of the map and just screaming, "I got shot in the air!" Do you remember that, Abby? I remember her
shot
just
where?
screaming that at the top of her lungs. I'm not gonna say the full, but her behind.
Oh
she-
god.
And she just
wait, what did she say again?
screamed it. Abby got
Wait,
shot in the
what'd she
butt,
say
and it
again?
was so funny because she was screaming. It's so funny. I can still. Oh man, I shot Hunter and I shot Meadows' older brother in the back. I shot Ryan in the face mask. I shot Meadow. I ruined Meadow's scrunchie. So proud of that. It was so awful. I felt like a hero. I felt patriotic. I felt like Addison in the military. I remember what was funny is because you remember all the Iraq stuff was going on. So Cameron was like, "This is just a just elaborate plot from Addison to get us all trained to go with him to Iraq."
Wait, there was
Remember that?
one in
It was
Iraq.
smart.
It was the whole like. There was. Do you remember the memes in 2020 where it was like, "Well, going to Iraq." Always,
When they
it
killed
was all those memes.
what's his
Yeah.
name?
It-
Soleimani,
The
yeah.
Yeah,
Guy in
yeah,
Iraq.
where all
Yeah,
those
don't
memes
mind.
were going on, yeah. And I remember Cameron was like, Addison's just secretly training us to go to Iraq with him when he gets deployed, because it was right before you got deployed to Arizona. Yeah, that was awesome. So
Yep.
those two, or oh man, I would have to say, dude, the first ever lock-in we did, where we played pickleball the first time, was so fun. I remember because we played that, and there was another lock-in we did later. It was the last lock-in that we did, but right before before you left for Arizona. And I remember I brought my PlayStation, and me and Rusty were playing Madden in front of everybody. I remember everybody was watching us. And I remember Rusty threw this absolutely retarded, ridiculous pass where he just lobbed it up to the dude. And I remember I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna get this. I got this." I remember my guy like he had gone up and it like bounced off his hands just magically into Rusty's receiver's hands, and Rusty just ran all the way. And I remember the last guy's name was Hintages. Hentges. That was his last name, was Hintages. And he was playing with the Redskins. And I'm a Redskins fan. I have no idea who Hintages is. As far as I know, he doesn't exist. So I saw this and I was like, "Why is Mr. STD catching touchdown passes on me? His name literally sounds like an STD. I was so mad. Oh, so annoying. I was
So
like,
the-
I
remember
don't
the
know who's
first
this
time-
guy? So frustrating. That was so funny as well. What
Philip,
is it,
remember
Did you
the
ever
first time
find
I
out who
came
it
to your
was?
house and how I beat you in Madden? That was so funny.
Oh, that was funny. Yeah, that was pretty funny. Anyway, so I don't have to say either one of those three because, dude, that was so funny. We've done a lot of fun things, haven't we?
Paintball.
Yeah, paintball, man.
We done some fun things, but like in all, it just hasn't been that much of an enjoyable experience.
Shut your dang.
I also think the Christmas party we did at your house, Addison, was really fun.
That was really good.
Yeah, that was fun.
Cameron shouting.
I'm pretty sure this is one of the
his
nose rings
lungs.
that Ryan got me.
Oh, really?
That's Brian.
Yeah. He got me a 3-pack of nose rings I already had, so I was very grateful. They were my
Let me
favorites.
eat one.
What?
Then there's Tad.
All
All
right.
right, now in the podcast.
It's
All right,
a
let's
good
go.
time to end the podcast. Appreciate you guys. Hey, Abbey and Addison, let's give them another round of applause for coming on here. Round of applause for them. Hey, this is past their bedtime. They're up way past their bedtime.
Yes.
I am too, bro. That's why I'm leaving right now.
Abby, closing thoughts.
I've been
closing
sleep
thoughts?
talking this whole time.
Closing thoughts, Abby.
Just much love. Mucho love.
Addison, closing thoughts.
I'm too tired to think, but I love you guys.
Oh my gosh, everyone do a heart real quick. We're twinsies.
Everyone do a heart.
Are we doing
Everyone do a heart.
Twinsies for-
Yep. Everyone do a heart.
Makenna.
Hey,
Look at this.
Hey,
yes,
heart.
This is a
sir.
horrible heart.
Oh, my
All
heart's
right.
terrible. There you go.
All right.
Sucks.
All right, good job, guys. Thank you, everybody,
Why
so
do I
much
have
for
such a
watching.
bad heart?
Big thanks to Abby and Addison for coming on today. We appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much. We love you.
Thanks
Thank
for
you
the
all
invite.
for the support. Yes, and
Thank
we will
you.
see you guys probably after Christmas. Because we will, after Christmas. So, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. We love all of you. Lord bless. Thank you, guys.
Be at the party Saturday.
Yeah,
Yep.
but I'm talking about the podcast. Yeah. Anyway, bye,
Oh,
guys.
wait, I'm so confused.
Good job, Ted, ruining the
Oh, bye,
ending.
Anson.